Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Slippy Jim here. Welcome to my solo high-round strategy guide for the map The Giant from Black Ops 3 Zombies. We are going to be going through this map and showing you guys all the tips and tricks, the kind of mechanics of this particular version of the map, which is a remake of the classic Riese map from World at War, which was also reissued in Black Ops. But you guys have been asking for this guide, so I finally got around to uploading it. I have been away for 4 weeks overseas, went to Tibet and India, and got a little bit slack, playing a lot of multiplayer, and come back, and I thought I would finally do this guide for you people that have been asking for it. Now, there are a lot of different strategies you can do in this map to get to high rounds, so I just chose a couple of them. I'm going to show you guys a very, very simple solo strategy to get you well into the 30s, and also after that I'm going to show you guys a pretty good training strategy to get you to much higher rounds after that in a fairly efficient manner. Alright, now I apologize in advance, there's a couple of little audio and graphical issues here early on, but it's kind of an issue I think with the theater mode or possibly my PVR recording software. I don't know why it decided to crap out on me all of a sudden, but there you go. Anyway, we'll cope with it. So, a couple of things here. Some basic Zombies 101, and a lot of these tips are very, very simple. I'm going to treat it almost like you've never played Zombies before. That's what these guides are intended for the new player, to know all of the mechanics, but there's also some tips in there for advanced players, particularly later on. So, to get maximum points here early on, what you can do is actually empty your full magazine into the leg of each zombie. So that's 8 rounds. And then knife for the final kill, and that will give you max points off each of these zombies in round 1. Now, it's not the quickest way to get through the rounds early on here, but it might make it easier for you if you have the most possible points as early as possible, so you get set up in a lower round. If that's not the way you want to do things, that's fine. You can just kill the zombies with, you know, a war weapon or whatever you want to do just to get through the rounds much quicker than that. By the way, you just ignore that weird, like, arm glitch thing. I think that's to do with theater mode. It's a weird glitch where you can see, like, the hand animations underneath the stairs up to Pack-a-Punch. Yeah, so there you go. This is the first time I've tried theater mode in Black Ops 3, and I think they need to patch some stuff here. But anyway, here's another little graphical thing. Sorry again for that. Now, you want to board up 4 boards on a window in round 1. That's the most points you can get off boarding up windows as well for the first round. The second round, you can board up, I think it is 9 boards on a window before you stop getting points, so you might as well do that at some point as well. At this point on round 2, you can actually get 2 knives before killing the zombies, so you can either do that, it's very, very easy, as long as you're a little bit aware of your surroundings, or you can actually get a war weapon. I would recommend getting the Shiva here. It's nice and cheap, and it will also help you out getting through the next 3 or 4 rounds as well. So, with the Shiva on round 2, you can either get 2 shots to the leg of a zombie and then knife for max points, or you can get 1 to the chest and then knife. You don't get the 10 extra points, but it might be a little bit easier for you to do that. You don't have to be too fussy with ringing every last point out of each zombie, because this map, it doesn't really require it too much, but it just makes it that little bit easier for you. And it's good to get into the habit of being efficient with your zombie killing in the early rounds. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to board up a few more windows here. Now, I like to stay in the starting area here in the Giant until about round 4 or 5. When you get about 5 to 6,000 points, that's when I like to leave this area, and I like to head up to the stairs on the right, past where the shotgun is, through the furnace room and stuff like that. So we'll be doing that shortly. On round 3, you can actually do 2 shots to the chest and then knife for the final kill on these zombies if you're using the Shiva like this. Now, the other weapon that you have in the starting area is the Rk5 Pistol, a burst fire pistol, which is pretty good, but it's a little bit unpredictable in terms of your shots and trying to still get that knife kill. It makes it a little bit tougher, actually, even though you could possibly get more hit marker points with that thing. But anyway, just choose whatever you want to choose. There's no need to be like super fussy about it in this map. but I personally prefer the Shiva. The Shiva is great for headshots later on as well in, rounds 5, 6, 7. You can still use it to get yourself out of trouble when you need to. Now, a couple of things that I'll mention here while we're looking at this footage. They changed up the number of health points that you have as a player. You can actually take one extra hit from zombies before getting down prior to getting Jug. So you have that little bit of extra health as a cushion. But then again, people have been complaining about the zombies like windmilling you, and they'll do like 4 hits in rapid succession and down you super, super fast. So you kind of have to be wary of that. The other thing that I've noticed is the zombies can actually stun lock you, and this tends to happen if you're crouching or you are sliding and a zombie hits you from behind. If they do the windmill thing on you there, you can't actually sprint away because there's a stun lock, and they will down you very, very quickly. So you have to watch out for that, and try not to slide too much if you have zombies particularly behind you, or crouch. Even if you have like one zombie that you're keeping and you crouch, it can get behind you and stun lock you and kill you. So be very, very careful of that on Black Ops 3 Zombies. Hopefully they patch that sort of thing, but they probably won't, knowing Treyarch. Anyway, here on round 4, I'm just going for some easy headshots here, or trying to, and trying to build up a few more points. I've easily got enough to head on through here now, so I like to go this way, as I said before. Now, at this point, you have a few options. You could swap out your pistol, for example, for the VMP off the wall there. If you have enough points, you could also try and get Jug and just stick with the Shiva for a little bit. If you feel you need Jug at this point, probably a bit early, though, for that. But what I'm actually going to do is one of my favorite little strategies early on here. Since we're opening up this door, we're going to go through and get the Bowie Knife. So the Bowie Knife is a one-hit kill on zombies, all the way up to and including round 9. So you're going to get a ton of points from all the knife kills with this thing, plus it's going to save your ammunition, which is pretty cool. So we're going to turn on the power here. And we can take out the last couple of zombies here as well. Now at this point, the next goal that I have in mind is going to be getting Jug. So we're going to get Jug, but as I said, you do have that little bit of extra health points, so you don't have to worry about getting it super early here in Black Ops 3 Zombies, on this map at least. Alright, so these first few early steps are completely up to you. If you don't feel comfortable using the Bowie Knife up until round 9, then by all means get the VMP, or even hit the box, or whatever you want to do. These first few steps are not like super crucial. You can mix it up to whatever your preference is. Alright, so here on round 5, basically we're just going to be building up points using the Bowie Knife, and eventually we're going to be getting Jug. Now with the perks on this map, the Giant, they're a little bit different to the old Riese in that they actually spawn in random locations every time that you play. So, you'll get Jug in a different location pretty much every game that you play, but that's fine. Unless you're using a specific strategy where you're keeping the teleporter C door closed, then it's not going to matter too much. There are, some locations where Jug is going to be a little bit tricky to get back to mid-round. If you get down or something like that, but I wouldn't worry too much about it if it spawns in a bad location. Obviously, if you're going for some really high rounds, world record or, personal best or whatever, you are probably going to want to get quick revive. Now, as I've said before, I'm a little bit weird. I don't like to use quick revive when I play solo too much, because I like to play the old skill way in World at War, where if you get down playing solo, it is game over. I just like to play like that. I'm a little bit weird, but by all means, if you're going for the high rounds, you definitely want to get quick revive. Otherwise, on this map anyway, otherwise you are just not going to make it as high as you would if you had the extra lives from using that. Alright, another graphical glitch. I really apologize for this, guys. I'll have to try and maybe fix my, I think it's my Hauppauge recording software that's doing that. I had to reinstall it because when I got back, oh, by the way, here we have trip mines. They're in the place of bouncing betties, but they're not nearly as good. They don't do as much damage, for example, but I like to use them as kind of like warning indicators, like telling me if the zombies are spawning, you know, where they're coming from, if I'm camping here. Now, how you actually use them is you plant them sideways like that, because it is a tripwire, right? It's like a laser trip mine type thing, and anything that walks through that beam is going to trigger it, and it'll explode, obviously. So you don't chuck them straight down on the ground like the old betties that we used to have. They're not quite as effective, although they'll still go off if a zombie walks by the proximity. Now, in the earlier rounds, I really love, by the way, how you can see your legs in Black Ops 3 Zombies. It's kind of cool. I was just staring at my legs for no reason there. But I like to kind of camp in this location here. And by the way, that's why you always step back when you knife a zombie, because that way if you get a drop that you don't want, like a nuke in the early rounds, then you can avoid accidentally triggering it. It's just a good technique to get used to. If you want to avoid the knife lunge, by the way, when you're using Bowie Knife or any other knife, all you have to do is stand still while you're knifing, and it'll do that slash type melee attack rather than the lunge attack where you get stuck in the zombie's chest for a short period of time. It can get you into trouble. Either stand still or move back slightly as you knife, and you'll avoid that lunge that happens. Once again, these are very basic tips for newer players. Most of the old hands will already know this, and will probably not need to watch a strategy video in any case. So yeah, down here in this area near the power switch is a good spot to get the early knife kills, because it's a good open area, and you can pretty much control where the zombie's coming from. So we're going to get speed cola here, and eventually we're going to get double tap as well. And then we're going to look at getting, seeing what we can get from the Easter egg. We'll either get double tap, not double tap, sorry, we'll either get Deadshot Daiquiri, which is kind of the one that I want to get for this first strategy, or Stamina Up, which is also reasonably good if you're doing a training strategy that I'll be showing you guys later on towards the end of this series. Okay, so we're getting a few points going here. We have all the perks that we want to get right now. Obviously, you would probably get Quick Revive as well, which is super cheap anyway. If you're going for the really high rounds, this is just a demonstration purposes video. And we have our first dog round, kind of late actually, round 7. It's crazy. But since we have the Bowie Knife, we can actually kill the dogs with one hit with the Bowie Knife for the first 2 dog rounds. After that, they will take 2 knives, which can get a little bit problematic. So you can just rely on your weapons at that point. But very easy to take these guys down. When you're playing solo, the dogs will spawn 2 at a time. They're not as dangerous as they are in World at War de Riese, in my opinion, in this map. But you still want to be a little bit careful and make sure you're taking them out, reloading quick enough and stuff like that, so you don't get yourself into trouble. Okay, we've still got a couple of rounds left here of the one-hit kill goodness on the Bowie Knife. Now, if you're wondering about my Gobblegum selection, the strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys is the classic solo camping catwalk strategy for this first part of the video. Anyway, and so for that reason, and also because we're using the Bowie Knife early on here, I have the Sword Flay Gobblegum. These are all free Gobblegums that you get ranking up and stuff like that, so you don't have to rely on the you know, gambling for the rarer ones. But Sword Flay is one of the Gobblegums that I have equipped, and that, if you do get it, for a period of time, your knife attacks do 5 times the damage, so you can actually use the Bowie Knife after round 9. I think up to round 25. It's crazy good, actually, if you want to get that one-hit kill with the Bowie Knife. The other Gobble gums I have selected are the stock option, and that's not super necessary, but it's kind of cool to get if you are camping on the catwalk. We have the alchemical antithesis, not necessary, but I really love that gobble gum, and it's good to get your ammo back in some of the weapons like the VMP that we'll be picking up pretty soon. And the other two basically use similar things. The Anywhere But Here, which you can use twice, and will teleport you somewhere random on the map if you get stuck somewhere. So we're just going to link the teleporters here right now. And the In Plain Sight, which basically is like zombie blood. And zombies will ignore you for a short period of time. You can activate it twice. So that's really good if you want to... you want to pick up, you see a max ammo you can't get to, you don't have monkey bombs, or you're trying to pack a punch and there's a lot of zombies around, stuff like that. Now, what we're going to be doing here, I just linked one of the teleporters. So basically, you go to the teleporter, you click on it, and then you have 30 seconds to get to the mainframe there, where in the starting area, and click on that. And then that, basically, that will open up the pack-a-punch a little bit. You need to do it 3 times, 1 time for each teleporter. We're just picking up the VMP off the wall there. And that will open up Pack-a-Punch for you if you didn't know that already about this map. Now the VMP, we are going to be using the VMP. Pretty much both strategies that I'll be showing you guys. Just getting some more kills while we've still got a 1-hit kill on the Bowie Knife. But the great thing about the VMP, so on the old map, that used to be where the Thompson was. And the Thompson was a real beast for getting points. The VMP in some ways is even better for getting points, especially if you have double tap 2.0. It is amazing, and especially if you are getting into the higher rounds, past round 35 plus, where you're going to have to start using the traps, unless you're like relying on the Wonder Waff, which is just not advisable because it runs out of ammo too quick. But you build tons of points with this thing, and it's also pretty good for killing the zombies in the earlier rounds. So I definitely recommend getting this thing. I have pretty much maxed out this weapon. I think I've definitely got fast mags, rapid fire, some stuff like that, all that good stuff on there. So it's a bit of a beast. So we're going to hook up this next teleporter here. But the main thing that we'll want to be getting is one of 2 snipers, either the Locust, or you want to get, preferably, in my opinion, the Drakon, which is a semi-automatic sniper for this catwalk camping strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys here at the start. And this strategy, I thought, it's so simple and so basic. I didn't even think of showing you guys this strategy, but I just mentioned it in passing on, I think it was my All Guns Pack Punched on the Giant video. And someone said it really helped them get to a high round. So I thought, hey, you know what? It's super easy. I might as well show you guys how to do this. Pretty much anyone can follow this and get to round 35 plus very, very easily. And after that, as I said, I'm going to show you guys a second training type strategy that you can use to get to, whatever round you want to get to, till you get bored kind of thing. So that'll be right in the last episode of this series. This series will be a 4-part episode. This is a fairly quick map to get to the higher rounds. This strategy here, you can get to the round 30, if you're doing the point maximization early on, in a little bit over an hour without a problem. If you don't do too much running around and stuff like that, but I'm going to be doing the Easter eggs and stuff like that.
We just got bumped up a pay grade.
Doing it the other way that I'll show you guys later, it's going to be like 15 minutes quicker than that even. So it's a more fast, efficient strategy. Alright, so at this point we have all the perks that we want. We have opened up the Pack-a-Punch completely by linking all of the 3 teleporters in the map. And what we're going to be starting to do next is hitting the box to try and get the Drakon or the Locust, preferably the Drakon is what we want ultimately. And I kind of want to get monkeys, but they seem to be really, really rare in this map. So we'll see how we go with that. We're going to get our first gobblegum here, which turns out to be Swordflay. So that's kind of convenient because we're on round 10 now, which is usually a 2-hit kill. It's the first round that's a 2-hit kill for the Bowie Knife. So now we have it as 1-hit kill until this effect runs out. Mind you, from round 10 onwards, the zombies kind of get a little bit too fast and a little bit too many all at once. They spawn pretty quickly for you to be, you know, killing every single one with Bowie Knife, even with Swordflay. But it's kind of still good, you know, to get yourself out of trouble and kill these single zombies that come at you. Okay, so that's where we'll leave it for this first episode of my solo high round strategy guide for the Giant. Guys, please remember to rate and comment. In the next video, we'll come back and show you guys a little bit further into the map and some of the Easter eggs as well. But that's it for now. Slippy Jim out. Thanks for watching.
Mr. Monkey to target you.